And welcome back, Sam in Englewood, New Jersey, watching us on YouTube. Hey, Sam, what's up?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure, please do.
And I had a question about, it'd be great if you could talk a little bit about what you think Donald Trump's long-term legacy on American politics would be, specifically if you think he's going to sort of allow for revitalization and recalibration of all that's good about, the principles on which America was founded in terms of equality and so on and so forth? Or do you think that, there will be new people who will try to sort of, take his route, like the Paul Nealon guy in Wisconsin, who essentially is like a junior Trump in the making?
Right.
And, do you think that, we're going to see a lot of these new little Trumps come up and try to use what he did as their platform? And I ask this because I feel like a lot of Donald Trump supporters don't seem to really care about the facts. They just seem to care that someone is, ready to stand up there on the podium and say what their mental thoughts are. They're just happy that, they have like a, representation in that sense. They don't really care about any of the facts.
Yeah. Sam, I see three things coming out of as a legacy coming out of the Trump candidacy. One is what you identified, which is the backlash, which is people taking more seriously American values and being more horrified by this repudiation of American values that is the Trump campaign and is Trumpism, for lack of a better word. Everything from his attack on basically everything. So, yeah, I think that in a way, with regard to the backlash, that will be a helpful thing. On the other hand, the other two things I see happening are, number one, Donald Trump has made himself now the leader of basically a whites-only movement. And even though they may occasionally find, a person of color who shows up for one of the rallies or who's, a well-paid spokesperson for the right, and they put them in the back of the, in the shot so that they're standing behind Donald Trump, the reality is that you look at his rallies, they're lily white. He has turned down all invitations to speak to groups of color. So I see, my number two thing is I see him as essentially seeing himself as the heir to George Wallace and Pat Buchanan. I'd say more Pat Buchanan, really. But both. I mean, Pat Buchanan was a little more sophisticated than George Wallace. Donald Trump's a little more sophisticated than Pat Buchanan, at least in his ability to manipulate the media. If Pat Buchanan had been half that good, he might have been president. And then the third thing I see, which scares the bejesus out of me, is that Trump is creating a whole new generation of young Trumps. Just like Bernie Sanders energized millions, tens of millions of people under 30 to get out there, to vote for him, to become democratic socialists, to become real progressives. Donald Trump is energizing a much smaller group, particularly among people under 30. It's a much smaller group. It's maybe 5–10%, something like that. It's a small group. But he has energized them. And obviously he's got the older generation, the old racists are, solidly with him. But my concern is that somewhere in that group of people in their 20s and 30s who are loyal followers of Donald Trump and showing up at his rallies, with the Sieg Heils and whatnot, there's going to be a few who are sophisticated. They're not covered with tattoos. They have a college education. And they're going to end up being the new leaders of that movement.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.